ರೀಡ್ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಧ್ವಜನ ವಂದನೆಯನ್ನ ಓದಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಫಾರಂ ಅವರು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಮಲಾಕರ್ ಎಲ್ ಆಚರೇಕರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದಿಂದ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ವಿತ್ IMA ಪ್ರೇಯರ್. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋವಿನಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದುಃಖದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಗುಣಪಡಿಸುವವರು ನಾವಾಗಿರಲಿ. ಧ್ವಜವಂದನೆ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜಕ್ಕೆ ವಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರ ಗೌರವ ಮತ್ತು ವೈಭವವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಳಕು ಮತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಪಥವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಥವು. ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅರಿಯುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವ ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ದೇಶ ಸಮೂಹಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವು ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಾಡುವ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್. IMA ಚಿರಾಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ. ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, I call upon Dr. Rajendra Prasad, sir, to continue the session. And also, we will welcome our important the speaker today, that is Kamalakar Acharkar, sir, who is the member of Karnataka Urology Association as well as Indian Medical Association. Sir is a very senior urologist working in the Belgaum, and also is well versed and many forum he has attended with his own identity as a especially the diet and the science and how exactly many people are there doing themselves. They are making any practical the practical exposure regarding the diet and human health. So with this, I welcome on the behalf of public health IMA KSP. I welcome Dr. Kamalakar Acharkar, sir, once again. Sir Rajendra Prasad, please tell the CV of the sir.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಕು ನೀವೇ ಸಾಕು.
ಅಲ್ಲ 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 ನೀವೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ.
ಹೌದು, ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
Now I request our president Dr. Chinivalar to inaugurate the CME.
Yes. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಖೆಯ ಉಪಸಮಿತಿಯಾದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಫೋರಂ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಇಂದು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಈಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವೈಟಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಇದು ನೆನೆಸಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಬಂತು. ಒಂದು ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದವ ಯೋಗಿ, ಎರಡು ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದವ ಮೂರು ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದವ ರೋಗಿ, ನಾಲ್ಕು ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದವ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ನಾವು ಸಣ್ಣವರಿದ್ದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ಊಟದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸಣ್ಣವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಹಿರಿಯರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಸಲ 3 ಸಲ ಫಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯನ ಅವರು ಕಾಪಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಈಗಿನ ಹಾಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳು ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಅವರು ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ 70-80 ವರ್ಷದ ತನಕ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಾಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೈದ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿಯೇ 35 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ 55 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಕ್ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರು 44 ವರ್ಷದ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರು ತಮ್ಮ ಚೇಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಕ್ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತೀರಿ ಹೋದ ಒಂದು ಇಂಥ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಬಹಳ ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಊಟದ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆಹಾರ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ 70 ಅಚರ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಂಗರ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Thank you, sir.
ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಸಾರಿ ಟು ಇಂಟರಪ್ಟ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಅಹಮದಾಬಾದ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶವನ್ನೇ ಬೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅಹಮದಾಬಾದ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿದಂತಹ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಲವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವವನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಒಂದು ಮೌನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸೋಣ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಈಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಮಾನ ಅಪಘಾತಕ್ಕೀಡಾಗಿ 250 ಜನ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ 1 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಒಂದು ಮೌನವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕೋರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, you may start, Dr. Acharekar.
Yeah, okay. I will start sharing my screen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I think all of you can see my screen, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. It is a common saying, people chase wealth at the cost of health, and only to spend that wealth trying to regain their health. And this applies. Doctors are no exception to this. We just see many of the doctors in the bargain, without leaving any patient, going in the midnight, traveling long distances, not taking care of their nutrition, no exercise, no proper sleep. Their only aim is to go on chasing. No, I must do this, I must do so many cases, this, etc. But they forget about the health itself. And in our own community, we have seen many times some of the premature death, where many of our some colleagues, they have lost their life due to heart attack, etc. See, now it is strikingly paradoxical. Sometimes, doctors, can we really advise our patients to take care of their health or fitness when we ourselves are not following the same? It is a very serious question we have to see. Many of the doctors, they are obese. Can they give an advice to the patients, you lose your weight? Very unlikely. The moment we say fitness, what comes to in our mind is such a strong muscular body. We say this is the fitness. But fitness is often perceived as a strong muscular body. It is only half that. Fitness does not necessarily mean only the muscular body, it is something beyond. That means it encompasses a holistic approach. It includes a balanced intake of nutrients, which includes the adequate proteins, fiber, mindful fasting, and a strong, resilient mind also. These things, when they all come together, that constitutes really the fitness. We all know a good nutrition, a regular exercise, and a sound sleep. These are the three strong pillars of our physical fitness. Today, I am talking only about the physical fitness, although health comprises of mental health, social health, and even the spiritual health also. So the time is not permitting. Today, I will concentrate only on the physical fitness. When question comes about the physical fitness, no doubt good nutrition, exercise, and sleep. But unfortunately, I feel there is one more missing link, that is fasting. This should also come under the physical fitness also. Now, again, I told you the importance of regular exercise. Each and every one of you know it, how it helps. It boosts energy. It enhances our mood, promotes sleep, brain health, etc. I am not going to talk more about this today in this presentation. At the same time, how a good quality sleep also is essential for us to maintain our health. This also I am not going to cover today. I am going to talk mainly about eating smart and doing a fasting, which is the science of the lasting vitality. Therefore, the robust health essentially consists a balance between the fuel and the fast. Why robust health matters? Health is not at all valued until the sickness comes. So long as you are all right, we never bother about the health. Moment we are afflicted by some sickness. To give my own example, when I was affected by COVID, and I was taken to the hospital with the oxygen mask on in an ambulance, and I was in the bed there. In fact, I was literally worried. I was not very sure I may come back alive at all or not, because in those days there was no correct treatment modality was not still available. So at the time, really, I realized once you fall sick and once you are glued to the bed in a hospital, how much it is important to have a robust health. Now, apart from this, these lifestyle diseases, particularly diabetes, hypertension, and obesity, they are on continuous rise. The incidence is gradually increasing day by day. Nearly 17.9 million deaths annually occur from the cardiovascular diseases worldwide, and which we have witnessed amongst in our own colleagues, etc. Now, let me come to the aspect of fuel, that is the eating. I always consider eating a human paradox. The humans are the only species that eat for reasons beyond anything. That is, eating habits are for any celebration, we would like to eat. For fun, we would like to eat. As a formality, we would like to eat. Out of temptation, out of taste, also we would like to eat. Perhaps animals will never do this. Once the animal is fully satisfied, it will never bother to again catch its prey and again start eating, however tempting it is. Therefore, with the result, what happens? We are seeing the overeating, the frequent eating leading to obesity. It is so unfortunate. We are seeing now many children with obesity problem. I remember, perhaps you can also recollect during your younger days, we hardly used to see the people with a big paunch, etc. They used to be quite thin built, strong, agile like that. But now we see regularly this obesity or the overweight, it is very common phenomenon. Now, understanding our body's need, what I speak about the fuel, body requires the macronutrients like proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, and calories, most important, how much calories you require, and a good hydration, the fiber in the diet, and a sleep, etc. A few words about the junk food, because which is now becoming more rampant. Everywhere, every nook and corner, people are attracted towards these junk foods. What is the definition of a junk food? The food which gives high caloric value and very low nutritive value. These things are considered as junk foods. Why they are high caloric value? They contain a lot of sugar, lot of fat, and salt. Why they have low nutritive value? The dietary fiber is less, The protein may be negligible. Vitamins and minerals are almost missing there. So these things are categorized as the junk. These are the classic junk foods. Now, the ice cream, the lot of sweets, the Coca-Cola, etc. These things are quite rampant because if you see here, they give tremendous amount of calories. The nutritive value like vitamins, minerals, etc. hardly we find anything there. These are other junk foods also we take it, even our regular consuming lot of rice, more of carbohydrates, our idli, dosa, etc. These things also, although they are not the classical junk foods, they can also be considered as some junk foods because again, their nutritive value is not up to the mark. Therefore, the dietary guidelines for the Indians should be like this. You can see the plate, half of the plate is filled with the fruits and the vegetables, literally half of the plate. And remaining half of the plate, if you see nearly one third, the 1/4 of it, it contains lot of proteins in the form of nuts, pulses, fresh food, the egg, etc. like that, and the pulses. If you see the carbohydrate content is hardly anything, even the fat content also is not much. And this is the classical food which one should really concentrate whenever we are taking our food. Now, eating smart means what exactly it is? Conscious eating means whenever you are eating, you be conscious. Do not eat unconsciously. Means do not just swallow whatever people they give. Do not just grab whatever that is seen in front of you. You should be conscious eating. You consider, am I increasing my calories? Is there any sufficient dietary fiber to an extent of at least 30 grams per day? Am I consuming at least proteins to an extent of 1 to 1.5 grams per kg per day? And avoiding almost all the junk foods and the processed foods. Nowadays, if you go to any the supermarket, etc., the processed foods are plenty. And we generally get attracted towards these things because of their easy availability and you can consume it in no time itself. There is no need to prepare food at home at all. Therefore, this is the reason we many times tend to take a lot of junk food and the processed food itself. That's why there is a common saying by the Hippocrates, food be thy medicine and medicine be thy fruit itself. So thoughtfully, the father of medicine had told so centuries back. Now, let me share two important ancient wisdom. 1/4 of what you eat keeps you alive. The other 3/4 keeps your doctor alive. Means this goes to show generally we consume the food which is not really so much required for us. We always tend to consume more. For a survival, it is said even 1/4 of our plate of food is more than enough, not only to survive and to remain healthy. We invite many of the diseases mainly by overeating and eating the wrong type of food like a junk food, etc. That's why Hippocrates said all diseases they begin in the gut. Therefore, your health is what you eat. So same in Kannada also now, Uta Ballavaniಗೆ ರೋಗವಿಲ್ಲ. So they were telling the person who knows how to eat, how much to eat, and what to eat, generally he will not get any kind of diseases. Now coming to the power of fasting. I talked about the fuel and now let me talk about the fasting. It is a forgotten boon. As Chinivalar said, in our earlier days, we used to remember in our house, our parents, they were observing fasting in one way or the other. You are aware that Ekadasi fasting twice in a month where they never used to take anything. Sometimes a Sankashti, they used to fast from morning till evening. And some people, a particular day in the name of a god, maybe on Monday or on Saturday, they keep themselves fasting. Why they were doing? Because it was really a boon. Lot of benefits were there just by observing fasting. What it does, it improves first and foremost the gut microbiome. The gut microbiome, it is the key to the optimal health. lot of research work is going on about this gut microbiome. What exactly is the gut microbiome? Let's see it. Gut microbiome is our inner universe. It consists of trillions of microorganisms that live in our digestive tract. Their number may be almost the same or equal to the number of our cells in the body. It is considered as the virtual organ within the body, and it weighs around 1 to 2 kg itself. Now, a lot of research work is going on. Most of our diseases, they come because of the imbalance in our gut microbiome. What is the role of gut microbiome? Now you will be surprised to know what a tremendous role this gut microbiome plays. Number one, it supports metabolism, it boosts immunity, it produces certain vitamins, and it synthesizes the short chain fatty acids. And there is most important thing, what does it? The gut brain axis means our gut, it communicates with the brain. It is a bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain. The impact is a good digestion, improvement in the immune system, and the mental well-being itself. Now, the power of fasting, again, what it does. Number two, what it does. Let us see now. Number one, it reduces the insulin spikes. See, I'll just explain to you later on why this frequent eating, how it will increase the insulin spikes. It induces glycogen depletion. By fasting, your liver glycogen will get completely depleted. With that, it promotes a fat adaptation. That means where the body depends on the fat for the energy purpose. And it triggers the weight loss itself. So now assume what happens. I'll just explain to you. Once we take a food, now the insulin is released, and that insulin, it distributes the food. Part of the food becomes energy, part of it will be stored as a glycogen, and whatever excess is there, it goes as a storage in the form of a fat. And after about 4 to 5 hours, when your stomach is empty, another hormone is produced known as ghrelin. It gives a signal to the brain, look, the stomach is empty, now I am hungry. So what happens? Automatically, this will
Sound is not clear.
Sir, voice
now,
is not clear. Now it is clear.
As a result, what happens once you feel hungry, means once that ghrelin hormone is ready, again you tend to take food again. With this again same story continues. Insulin is released. Therefore, there will be frequent spikes of insulin. So remember, whenever you are eating in between, small quantity, whatever it is. See, for a morning you had a breakfast at 8 o'clock. Then 10 o'clock you have something again. And at 11 o'clock you eat one chicky or something, one sweet. Or around 1 o'clock you eat some ice cream, something. So what happens? This frequent eating will go on releasing the insulin like this. It's called insulin spikes. So imagine what happens in your body when there is a frequent insulin spikes. So you develop, now the factors which are affecting the insulin spikes are the glycemic index, the type of the food which gives the glycemic index. The glycemic load will also contribute to the insulin spike. The fat and protein content in the food, fiber content, and the frequency of eating, all these things will decide the insulin spikes. Now, what are the effects of insulin spikes? What happens if insulin is repeatedly produced in our body? There is an insulin resistance, then weight gain and obesity, then metabolic syndrome, which is commonly seen nowadays. It is all the result of the insulin resistance, and increased risk for type 2 diabetes, the cardiovascular issues, increased inflammation, and hormonal imbalance also you get. Now, another thing what it does, most important thing, the benefit of the fasting is it activates a phenomenon known as autophagy, which is an internal cleanup system. what happens here? By definition, it is a cellular recycling of the damaged cells and proteins. And this phenomena of autophagy was known, or it was detected by a Japanese physiologist who was given the Nobel Prize in 2016. He discovered what is called as autophagy. That means where the cells, they start eating their own, the damaged cells, the cells which are torn out or worn out. Though therefore, it is something like our body gets cleaned internally itself. And with the result, what happens? It removes the cellular junk and it boosts the cellular repair. Therefore, this is one of the tremendous greater advantage of doing a fasting where you activate what is called as autophagy. Now, what are the fasting? You can adopt whichever that is useful. I would rather suggest most interesting and which you can easily do is 16/18 intermittent fasting. That means you fast in the 16 hours, and in this window period of 8 hours only you start eating. To begin with, you can do 12:12, 12 hours fasting and 12 hours you can eating, you can do. And slowly you can come back to 16 hours fasting and only 8 hours eating. See, generally what I do, morning I take a breakfast around 8, 8:30. Then afternoon, I take my lunch around 3:30 or 4. And straight away, I skip my dinner completely and have my breakfast again straight away in the morning, 8 o'clock. So that constitutes a fasting of at least more than 16 hours. And only when the fasting is more than 16 hours, then you get all the benefits of autophagy, the glycogen depletion, fat adaptation, all these things will come at that time. Some people can do alternate day fasting. Some people weekend fasting or Ekadasi fasting. Only twice a month you can do. And even some people, there are some communities where so the president told, Vappattu undava yogi, like yogis. Means they have proved even one time eating a day also is equally important. You are not going to get any disease, no weakness, nothing. But on the contrary, it will improve your health itself. Moving now. Yeah. Now, sometimes people they ask, what about diabetic people? They come and ask me, how about can we do intermittent fasting? So only type 2 diabetic people, means those who are not on insulin, they can, but under the medical supervision, because they have to avoid the episodes of hypoglycemia, etc. So they have to be strictly monitored by the physician. And with this, even for them also, there is an improvement in the insulin sensitivity. It reduces HbA1c also and promotes the weight loss. Therefore, even diabetics, particularly type 2 diabetics, can also do intermittent fasting under the supervision of their physician. So coming to the take-home message, I told you this already, the conscious eating, considering the calories, dietary fiber of 30 grams, then proteins 1 to 1.5, and avoiding junk food. Then practice intermittent fasting or a prolonged. Some people, very few, you can 36 to 48 hours fasting also they do, or once a month also they can do it. 45 to 60 minutes of cardio exercise every day and 20 to 30 minutes of strength training exercise. Means when it comes to a few words about exercise, you should do not only cardio and strength training, even the stretching exercise like yoga also is equally important. And I need not tell you the importance of a good quality sleep in maintaining our health itself. Now, what are the take-home messages? I'll fast complements nutrition, exercise, and sleep. Fasting also is equally important. It enhances the gut health, that is microbiome, metabolic balance, and mental clarity itself. Fasting is a discipline, it is not a deprivation. Now, eat with intention, fast with awareness. Food is a fuel. Choose consciously. Fasting is a reset button. Adopt wisely. And health is worth investing in. Now, with this, some message for the
Yeah, just click on that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to tell all the doctors, the first prescription in our journey of healing others, we often overlook the most powerful prescription we can offer, our own example. Lead by example. That is, practice eat smart and fast. Yeah. Because whenever patient comes and tries to see you, you have to lead by example itself there. Prescribe with a purpose. See, obesity and overweight, they are not just the cosmetic concerns. They are the clinical red flags. Guide your patients with evidence-backed lifestyle advice. And that, how can you do that? See the change. The message resonates. Talks the talk. You cannot be completely overweight or obese and advise the patient, but you start losing your weight. So this is what I just wanted to share with you people. And if there are any questions, okay, I am open for any discussion also. So thank you. Over to our Suresh Kagalkar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And it was a wonderful lecture. And every sentence, every line, it was a very powerful message for everyone. Every day we are doing the way what we are eating, the protein, nutrition, everything you spoke very well, sir. And it is very understanding for everybody. Shall I, Rajan Prasad, sir? Anybody want to ask any questions?
Sir, if there are any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah.
Good, sir. It was wonderful presentations at Dr. Suriraji. Really, sir, it is eye opener, sir. As you told, we doctors, we tell many people, you maintain diet, regular exercise. But if you see today, most of the doctors are having uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension.
Yeah, very true.
And there, as we all know, our life expectancy is 10 years. We die early when compared to the general public. This is the reality. Sir, I have one question. Vegetarian versus non-vegetarian, sir.
Yeah.
This we keep discussing. When many times people tell you should take good proteins.
Correct.
Good protein is available in non-vegetarian diet. So, in this, like, what is your opinion, sir, regarding
So
this?
I fully agree with you. The non-veg, particularly chicken, egg, mutton, etc., it's a good source of protein. But the vegetarians, they can also find equally good amount of protein in pulses. Particularly the chickpeas, the rajma, the soya, etc. They're also no way inferior to the proteins which non-vegetarian diet can give you. Therefore, they can very well depend on this. Try to have these pulses, 1 or 2 preparations of the pulses every day, and that gives you the required amount of proteins of 1 to 2 grams per kg body weight. You can easily get it. See, many times too much of protein, non-vegetarian, chicken, mutton, etc. Only those people who want to build their muscles, bodybuilding competition, there you require such a heavy amount of protein. But to keep your health, you require, only to keep your muscles alive. See, good amount of protein and the exercise, both will keep your muscles quite active. Because after a certain age, there is a condition called as a sarcopenia, where the muscle mass starts going down. And the only way to keep the muscle mass is only by 2 ways. Number one, giving the adequate amount of proteins. I am telling you adequate amount. not necessarily too heavy proteins, and the regular exercise, particularly the muscle strengthening exercise. If you can do these two things, your muscle will always remain stronger. And do you know the organ of longevity is the muscle? If your muscles are strong, certainly you are going to live longer. So give attention to your muscles. Take adequate quantity of proteins. It can be even a vegetarian protein also is equally enough, with coupled with exercise, particularly some muscle strengthening exercise will keep your muscles strongest.
Thank you.
Achrekar sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Dr. Bidinalahar.
It's Achrekar has given a very good presentation. He will give spiritual speech, even hours together he'll give his spiritual speech. I heard his spiritual speech also. Achrekar sir.
Yeah.
Once you visited in Gadag, you have given a very good spiritual speech. In Brahma Kumari's
Correct.
that soul and everything, you have given a very nice speech. And here also you have given a very good speech. And I fully agree with you that during the eating plate, half of the plate should be vegetables and fruits.
Correct.
Remaining, really, it is a very good suggestion you have given. It is internationally accepted, also scientifically accepted. And what is your opinion about the rainbow food? Rainbow food.
Now, rainbow food, you see that rainbow food you can get only in lot of vegetables and pulses. See, if you take
Yes,
the
sir.
vegetables, you got a green leaf here, the red thing is there, yellow is there. Means
Yellow.
it only says a variety of vegetables and fruits that constitutes what is called as rainbow food, and that should be taking around half of our plate.
And so, what is your opinion about eating almonds and walnuts?
You can
Nutrition value of the almonds.
see, sir, these things again a good source of proteins.
Yes.
But everything, there is a certain limit is there. Understand? See, because they are good, you should not take more. All these dry fruits, almonds, walnuts, even cashew, these things also one can certainly incorporate in their diet as a source of protein, and particularly so for the vegetarian people. See, non-vegetarian people, they may get through the chicken, mutton, etc. But vegetarians, they can certainly depend on these dry fruits also.
Sir, there is a... continue, sir, Dr. Bidinal.
Yeah, anything.
And even soybean chunk.
Yeah.
Soybean is also a very good source of protein.
Very true. Very true. Correct.
Yes.
Dr. Achrekar,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Kamalakar,
Yeah.
what is your advice for the chronic diabetic patients?
So, same chronic diabetic patients, number one, they have to control their diabetes, exercise. These are two very important features, and the diet control. Well, if at all their diabetes is not under control, if they are obese, see, question comes many times, the real challenge for the diabetics is when they are obese, they're overweight. Many times, once their weight comes down, their diabetes also automatically comes under control. Therefore, for them also, apart from exercise, they have to practice fasting in a very sensible way. And so, many times the biggest mistake what we do is eating frequently. Many times, small things where there will be repeated insulin spikes will be there. If they can avoid this frequent insulin spikes, so that will certainly improve their insulin resistance also. Therefore, diabetics, preferably they have to consult their physician, their medications, what they are taking. They can tailor their medication depending upon their fasting regime. And those who are on type 1, that is insulin, etc., we rather do not suggest. And by and large, very rarely we see people with the type 1 diabetic, they are overweight, but there are patients also. But there, it is a bit difficult to advise the intermittent fasting. The only way, they have to control their diabetes with the medication and add exercise and the diet control.
What is your opinion regarding reversible diabetes? So,
I see many times nowadays what is happening. Lot of reels are coming, just to misguide the people. Sometimes once I saw you eat mango also, nothing will happen. Even diabetic people can go on eating mango. Sugar level will come down also. They're just trying to see something, whichever you try to tell, little interesting to the public, immediately that particular reel becomes very interesting. See, sometimes, they say nowadays somebody is asking about the alcohol also. See, they start telling, the benefits of drinking whiskey, benefits of drinking alcohol, etc. See, sometimes I saw drinking beer, it gives a fiber also. I don't know where the fiber comes in alcohol itself. So nowadays people, they keep on, and it is unfortunate. Many of the educated class of people, they try to blindly follow without applying their minds. See, sometimes there is for weight loss also. They say you take only limbu pani, or they put that belt around your tummy, that fat will melt and come down like that. See, these are all most misleading. See, we should not be the prey. Unfortunately, many of our educated class of people, they read it and they keep on forwarding. And by this repeated forwarding, that person, he makes a good amount of money, which we really do not know about it. So that's all I see. Diabetics, that's all what I say is a good controlled diet and the exercise. I should be enough for it. And somebody, I saw just question. I am trying to do weight, how to incorporate fasting. Trying to do weight gain, I don't think. Prathamesh Patil, I'll come to Prathamesh. See, somebody said alcohol. See, alcohol, I cannot prescribe alcohol as a health parameter. Not at all. Okay, we always, nowadays, we say, do what's called a social drinking. Nowadays, it has become almost a sign of civilization. In any party, anywhere you go, people, they will offer you a glass of whiskey or that, etc. Okay, you can enjoy, but so long as it's a social drinking, don't get drunk. That's the only thing I can say. But I don't attach any health benefits to the alcohol, not at all. Because alcohol only, it gives you calories only. There are no vitamins and no fiber, nothing there. But so long as you keep within the limit, you should not really bother. And Prathamesh was asking how to gain weight. If you want to gain weight, why you want to do fasting itself? The whole purpose of doing fasting is to reduce your weight. See, many times I see in the morning, in the walk, in the garden, etc. I've been seeing people for years together. They have been doing, 4 kilometers per day, walking every day, but I see big paunch still with them. And the only way to reduce your weight dramatically, any amount of exercise will not bring down your weight. Many times what happens, you do a good amount of exercise and you say after coming back of doing the exercise, now I have got every right to eat now because I have done exercise. So immediately after exercise, I come and take a good dosa or a puri with rich, calorie-rich food, etc. Again, it defeats the purpose of your exercise. I'll give a simple example. See, 2 gulab jamuns. To eat, hardly it takes around 10 to 20 seconds. But the calories, what it gives, if you want to burn that, next day you have to walk at least 5 kilometers. You tell me which is easier, taking 2 gulab jamuns or walking for 5 kilometers. So if you want to eat 2 gulab jamuns, you can take, provided you are willing to walk 5 kilometers next day. Means what I'm telling, exercise will not bring your weight. It is the food control. If you were to avoid eating gulab jamun itself, and particularly I strongly discourage the starchy, the sugar. Sugar I always consider as a poison because it's a pakka junk food only. It gives you only calories and nothing else. There are no protein, no vitamins, no minerals in that. But it is most tempting always. Whenever we see a lot of sweets, we tend to take more. So that we'll have to exercise some kind of a discipline there. So then only we can control our weight, etc. Yeah.
What about vegetarian and non-vegetarian versus vegetarian versus non-vegetarian? Because the human body is purely made for the vegetarian food. You agree? So
yeah,
what's your highlight about the vegetarian and non-vegetarian food?
Yeah. Is he good for health? What about refined oils? See, I agree with you. They say now the human gut, it is not destined to digest the non-vegetarian, particularly the meat, etc. Very true. See, that's why, but given a choice, I always tell you the vegetarian diet is more healthier. Non-vegetarian, many times we take it out of a temptation, because many times those things are nicely fried in the oil, etc., and they become very tasty, and people tend to take more. Well, they are the sources of proteins, but I do not say that stop completely non-vegetarian, etc. But I would rather say side by side, give more emphasis towards vegetarian side. Here also you get equally good amount of nutritious diet also. Someone asked about the refined oils, etc. See, all these oil, etc. Certainly they're good source of calories. Oil 1 gram it uses 9 calories. Carbohydrate 1 gram 4.5 calories. Protein also same thing. So oils also, preferably you avoid oil for the simple reason it gives you more calories. Listen. Now ghee, they say it's a clarinated butter. Now of late people are telling about ghee also is good. Well, if you are taking it within a limit, certainly ghee is good. Particularly in our Hindu diet system, if you see, ghee has occupied a prominent place. Most of the places, if you prepare something, we are taking only just 1 spoon of ghee, put it in the rice, and then they used to take. So there again, the moderation, that is the key. Just because ghee is good, don't go on consuming it too much. If you are within the limit, 1 spoon maximum 2 spoons of ghee, okay, is certainly permitted.
Sir, Achaka sir. Any food without fiber is junk food. Hello, sir.
No. See, now fiber also is equally important to maintain our, I told you, the gut microbiomes. See, I told you how important the gut microbiomes in maintaining our health. The only way to maintain your gut microbiome is 2 ways. Number 1, eating enough prebiotics and probiotics, that is a fiber diet, and your curds, etc., which give you lactive, that back to the bacilli. And second is the intermittent fasting. Therefore, the fiber should be given equal weightage in all our diet. See, whenever you are taking a diet in your plate, you just think, have I put enough amount of fiber there? If it is not there, suddenly add some gajar, then cucumber, such things, you see that you are consuming at least 30 grams of fiber every day. Once you take adequate amount of fiber, it keeps your gut completely healthy.
Correct, sir. Regarding the autophagy, sir, 12 hours fasting is enough, or even 16 it requires
Sir, exactly.
more than...
See, the autophagy gets completely stimulated after 12 hours. It becomes to the full picture when you fast at least for 16 hours. And I'll tell you, 16 hours fasting is not at all a difficult issue. You can very well do it. There is no problem at all. But only those who are starting, you start with only 12 hours. And then slowly you switch on to the 16 hours. And if you can do almost, I feel at least 2 meals a day is more than enough for us.
And sir, one more, naturally we can fast. Early night we can take food even at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and breakfast is at 10 o'clock. That automatically it will become 12 hours fasting, sir.
Yeah, very true, very true. Correct. Yes. I agree with you, sir. You can start with that 12 hours, and slowly you see that you just postpone the taking breakfast some more, it becomes 16 hours out.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, can fast help a person who is suffering from irritable bowel syndrome? I think so. I'm not really an authority to speak about the irritable bowel syndrome, etc. See, what happens during fasting, you are giving a total rest to your digestive system. Absolutely nothing is going. Literally for about 16 hours, we say you should not take anything. At the most, you can take only water. Sometimes you can take a soup or a black coffee, etc. Means those food which do not have any no glycemic index. They should not stimulate the insulin production at all. Such things you can take. Simple water you can take, or the soup you can take. Sir, you can please give a brief plan for 16 hours fasting for doctors. See, now they're asking question, the intermittent fasting, that is a 16/8 for the doctors. And now I am daily practicing as a doctor. I am daily practicing intermittent fasting, that is 16/8. I told morning I take my breakfast somewhere around 8 o'clock. Then I take my lunch around 3:30 or 4. And afterwards, night, I literally do not take anything except I take little water. If at all I feel any some soup, etc. But even that also I really do not take. Initially, you may feel little discomfort because your biological clock is not used to it. You are likely to become very hungry. And at that time, you get so much tempted to go and grab something and eat. So that is the time you just take rest. You go and sleep. And this ghrelin, hunger hormone, it is a short-lived hormone. It lasts within 1 hour. See, once that phase is gone, once you are that crave for hunger is gone, you feel comfortable completely. In that particular critical period, you start feeling so much hungry, you want to take something. But once you really control, and over a period of time, it becomes really a good habit. Therefore, for all the doctors, what I would advise, because you are going for the work, etc., have a good breakfast morning at 8 o'clock because you have to work. Some people are surgeons, they have to stand for a long time and do surgery. There are physicians who have to see the patients up to 4 o'clock. So you require energy itself. Take a good breakfast at 8 o'clock. Come home and around have your lunch somewhere around 4 o'clock, 3:30 or 4. So then afterwards, don't take anything. So don't take anything. Sometimes some people ask, sir, night, can I drink a glass of milk? Or shall I take 2 fruits? No, again, that will stimulate your insulin. Again, the insulin spike will come. So that will defeat the very purpose of fasting, or it will not stimulate even the autophagy itself. Therefore, this particular regime for doctors, which I personally am practicing every day, should work for everyone actually.
Sir, any more questions? You can raise your hand and unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Yes,
Dr. Acharya.
only one thing about this white. Sir, any white food, white sugar, white maida, white, they're all junk and they're not good for health, sir.
Correct, sir. Because see, I tell you, white, see now, for example, sugar, white
rice,
it gives you only calories. So
white
there is
rice.
no fiber, no nutrients. Maida, there is no fiber at all. It is something like a carbohydrate. It gives you only calories. Only thing is the glycemic index in maida is less when compared to the sugar itself. But maida we do not take because the fiber content is very less in that. And excess salt also, that is also white. That also we restrict the salt because that over a period of years we are likely to develop hypertension. Salt is better than we may not have the blood pressure. What about egg yolk? Somebody has joined, asked. So there is a lot of controversy in this. There is a controversy about the cholesterol itself. Cholesterol is a big myth. There are many controversial things. Someone says something, B.M. Hegde says something, some cardiologist says something, and totally we are in confusion always. Okay. So egg yolk, it contains, it's a good source of vitamin B12 if you want, really. But same, if you are taking at least 1 egg per day, I don't think it should matter more, and I don't think it will increase your cholesterol level also. But I feel it is a good, so it is an easy source of protein and good source of vitamin B12 also. Someone was asking the carrot and cucumber, etc. So same thing, when you are fasting, you should not take any food which will increase your insulin spike. Now, for example, carrot, so it contains some amount, the glycemic index is very less, but certainly it will induce a insulin spike. May not be as much as when you eat some sweets, etc. Even, of course, a cucumber is all right, but that also contains some amount of carbohydrates there also. Therefore, preferably do not take any. Okay. So preferably you do not take. The fasting means really fasting. Observe that completely. These cucumber, carrot you incorporate during your diet as a source of fiber, that should be okay, no problem. Last question was something.
Sir, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Your talk was very excellent and it was a real eye opener. I think, as everybody said, doctors are the worst people to follow the diet. See,
Correct.
because of their work conditions. They
Correct.
eat at 11 o'clock in the night and
Yeah.
11:30.
And they grab whatever that is available.
Yeah, whatever is available, and it's a very, very haphazard way of eating. But one thing, what my concern was, like, if we are doing intermittent fasting, early morning, before breakfast, is this nimbu pani without sugar, just the nimbu pani, or buttermilk again stimulates the insulin production?
No, madam. See, your limbu pani will not stimulate insulin at all. Even buttermilk also will not.
Okay. Okay, that's what were my concern. Like, with whether if we take buttermilk or nimbu pani, are we going to break that fasting period of
No.
16 hours?
Generally, madam, what I do, morning, as you said, I take every day with one full limbu, preferably in a green tea, and add one small spoon of honey also in that, and make nearly about 300 to 400 ml, and morning you consume it, and then you go for your regular exercise or walk, etc. Then you come back at 8 o'clock, you can have your regular breakfast itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the excellent talks.
Thank you.
One more question, Dr. Achrekar.
Yeah.
Recently, in one of this one, I saw this one, ಯಾವಂದ್ರೆ ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡೆ ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡೆನ ಪೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕುದಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕುದಿಸಿದ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಲಿಂಬೆಹಣ್ಣು ಹಿಂಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡಿದ್ರ ಸೊ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ ನಾನು.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಫುಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ there is no glycemic index. See, glycemic index means every food is measured in terms of the glycemic index, means amount of glucose it releases. See, ನಿಮ್ದೀಗ ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ of course it will not stimulate your insulin at all, because they are very, very poor in their glycemic index. And it could be one of a health drink, you can easily go for it, no problem.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲಂಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ.
Sir, ಮೂಲಂಗಿ again is a source of fiber, that's all, nothing.
Fiber only.
Yeah, source of fiber.
All vegetables.
Yeah.
All vegetables, yes.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೊದಲು ಈ ಮೆಂತೆ ಪುಡಿನ
ಹೌದು ಸರ್,
ಮೆಂತೆ ಪುಡಿನ ಸತಿಗೆ ಏನಂತಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಕ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಕೀಟೋ ಡಯಟ್ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಳಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಲೀಫಿ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಮೆಂತೆ ಪಲ್ಲೆ, ರಾಗಿ ಪಲ್ಲೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಒಂಥರ ಫೈಬರ್ ಇದನ್ನೇ.
ಎಸ್
sir, fermented food, dosa and idli is supposed to be good for the gut.
Yeah.
What is your take, sir?
Yes, sir. To some extent, yes. Dosa, etc., they also contain, sometimes dosa that we put uddin bele. That also is the source of a protein itself, because it is a fermented. So that is good for the gut also. So sometimes, what we do in our house, sometimes, particularly there are some lady doctors here, they can follow it. For our dosa batter, what we do is, I take the chia seeds, take a good amount of chia seeds, you soak them nicely in the water, and next day you add this chia seeds to your dosa batter itself. So your dosa becomes more nutritious, because there is a protein rich now with the chia seeds, protein as well as the fiber both, and is equally tasty. You can all try this again. So you can ask your wives, for the same dosa batter, you just soak the chia seeds and let them nicely get soaked, and next day morning you go and add it to your dosa batter and try these dosas.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. If there are no questions, again, we can. Madam, Dr. Anuradha.
Yes,
Madam.
Yes, sir. Very good, informative talk. my consultation, every patient that I see, without speaking about diet and without giving them a follow-up date, I don't send them at all. So
Perfect. My hats off to you. In fact, we should adopt, each and every one of us should adopt this element of exercise, and this you can do only by leading as an example.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
when you walk the talk, then patient gets convinced.
yes,
See,
yes,
when the patient themselves look at the doctor who is energetic, who is not overweight, who is moving active, etc., then you start advising them, they do follow.
yes,
So to give this advice, we must be the examples first. We should
yes.
take care of our health. We should show the patient, see how I am keeping my health. Then we are in a position to give the advice.
Yes, sir. Our elder son lost almost 15 to 20 kg weight with
Good.
intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I never believed in that.
Very
Today,
true.
after your talk, I think, I mean, almost whatever you're saying, I'm following. Having breakfast, then lunch at 4:30.
Yeah.
And I'm eating radish and other salads in the night. So I can skip that and make it intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Then
my
coming back
strong,
to-
my sincere appeal to all my doctor folks, please do follow intermittent fasting and be healthy. And as madam rightly said, this is the sure shot to reduce your weight. I've seen many people, sir, I do so much of exercise, etc. Still my weight is not going down. You do intermittent fasting, your weight will go like it.
So coming back to dosa batter, we normally what I suggest and what I do is you add all other ಹೆಸರು ಕಾಳು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಲೆಬೇಳೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೆಂತ್ಯ. So almost not almost every time a dosa batter is made, all these proteins will already be there in that. Now I'll add chia seeds to that.
Yes. It becomes a very nutritious dosa.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you. And I think this awareness program has to go on for all our doctors in every other session. 10-minute talk should be there on diet, exercise, and last but not the least, a good sleep.
Yes, madam. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ವೀಣಾ ಭಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ವೀಣಾ ಭಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹರೀಶ್ ದಳತ್ ಭಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರೀಶ್ ಸರ್.
Veena Bhatt ಅವರು another what to say, she has to speak. Diet, yoga, everything combination she is.
Yes, very perfect.
Every day she's teaching yoga in the morning, 6 to 7 o'clock.
We have to give time for that always.
At last, the conclusion is, ಊಟ ಬಲ್ಲವನಿಗೆ ರೋಗವಿಲ್ಲ.
Correct.
ಮಾತು ಬಲ್ಲವನಿಗೆ ಜಗಳವಿಲ್ಲ. ಆರೋಗ್ಯವೇ ಮಹಾಭಾಗ್ಯ.
Health is wealth.
Sir, President Chiniwala sir, shall I go for vote of thanks, sir?
Yes. If no more questions. Thanks to Dr. Kamalakar for a wonderful discussion on this. Eat smart and fast smart. Eat right, smart. So it's nice. Thank you, Doctor.
Thanks to our speaker, Dr. Kamalakar Acharekar, who spoke very well today. And I thank our president, Dr. Chiniwala, who inaugurated the CME. And I recognize and thank the presence of our national vice president, Dr. Bidinalu, and Bidinal, and Dr. Suri Raju, and our senior past vice president, Dr. Anuradha Parameshwar, and our Dr. Harish Delanthabettu, and Dr. Veena Bhatt is there, Dr. Jay Prasad is present, and I thank everyone who has attended. Nearly 40 people attended, and a lot many in the YouTube, and our YouTube will be there forever. And anybody who has missed, you can ask them to go to the YouTube channel of Indian Medical Association State Branch and see this. Thanks, sir. Thanks to everyone.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sir, with your permission, shall I end the meeting?
Sure, sir. Sure, please. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.